Let's see. What a lovely crowd. Did you hear me about the batteries? Oh, thank you. Yes. All right. We're just going to sing a little bit. Y'all know it.
Y'all stand up.
There's no words you're going to have to know because we started. It's the light mine. Here we go. This little light of mine. Welcome to Unity of Fayetteville. Oh, let me get in the way. We got live streaming going. Can you see him? All right, we're hoping that you're out there on YouTube and Facebook Live.
It fell on the floor.
Okay.
It's right over here.
Welcome to Unity of Fayetteville. My name is Annette, or Reverend Annette. I'm your minister here, and if you're new to Unity, and we have a few people, welcome. Thank you for being here. Just so you know, Unity is all about welcoming you, each of you, here, no matter what your path is. Thank you, Tim. No, pray for me. Every time I do that, I want to hear that. And my most important thing for me, too, is wherever you are on that spiritual path, wherever you are, you're welcome here. I hope you hold that inside your heart. And also, be sure and check us out on unityfaith.org. And if you'd like to know more, and those of you who are sitting in the blue seats, or those of you who are out there, if you will, email me at unityfaith@sbcglobal.net. I can put you under constant contact, but if you're here, there's a paper you can sign back there, and you will receive our emails about what's happening. Things like having Summer Osborne. Now I lost the clicker. Oh, no. I didn't.
We're praying for you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm going to feel so loved before I get off this stage. So it's June birthday month, and Summer has agreed to do happy birthday for us today.
Right. Who has June birthdays? Seriously? Yes! All right, you ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Friend.
To your friend. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
You're
birthday.
gonna have to write the first Sunday each month.
Okay, who do you feel left out?
Well, you know, the woven gives me birthday songs. You can sing out for this. Birthday songs for my family to send to them. So maybe she would make us a recording. I've asked a lot of Summer this morning. Am I in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. So, before we move on to Summer, again, I want us to, this is a way we notice how you feel. First, we notice how we feel. Whatever it is, it's a perfect practice of acceptance for me, you know, and to remember impermanence. Right now, whatever you feel. And after you hear Summer for a while, you might feel something different because it's all impermanent. But just notice. Let's see if it bumps up a little bit when we talk about our delights of the week. Anybody? Oh, golly gee, Chris.
We have our Pam Sims
We
video.
have I was going to say old friends, good friends coming home instead of old friends.
It's an hour.
Because she did have a birthday, didn't she?
Really, all the friends for sure.
Coming home. Breathe that in. Yeah. And Cheryl, what do you got?
The concert last
The concert. Regenerating. Oh, man. All right. What else we got? Aurora.
My father had a surgery this week and it was successful. It cleared up the issue with his neck.
Successful surgery for a father. Breathe that in. All right. Oh, and Sandra. Ooh, we got lots of delights today.
I got approved for the duplex that I'm moving in.
Oh, you happy about that? We can breathe into that kind of happiness. The perfect place to call home. And remind me of your name.
Diana.
Not yours, the one behind you. But go ahead and say yours again. The one who had her hand up. What was your name? Yes.
Diana,
Diana. Yes.
I signed on a piece of property.
Oh, she's we got people coming home, moving into a new home, buy property to have a home. All right, Kathleen.
My new car has its new tags, and Jesus and Buddha have assumed position on the dashboard.
Former car was killed in an accident, and now she has a new one, and it looks exactly like it. It's more of a replacement. It's like it's still there. Oh, I know how important it is to have our Buddha and Jesus' song there to remind us. So breathe all that in, because now we're going to move into prayer. Interesting. I was looking for daily words to be our prayer today from what Summer inspired through me last night. And I picked one from 1975. It's interesting, 1975 was a good year for me. I don't recall many other ones, but that one was anyway. So this one, because we're talking about revolution and about, we all can do because of who we are, we stand. So the affirmation is, Lord, I pray to be an instrument of your peace, love, and understanding. So if you feel like closing your eyes or just gazing downward and holding in your hearts peace, love, and understanding. As we drop into that, all of the horrific incidences around the United States recently, so that we are able to hold in our heart this and let it grow and let it expand. You can see how much just the delights can make you feel just even a little better. So if we hold that in our heart, it expands. So today, our prayer. I pray for the peace that passes understanding, and I also pray for the understanding that helps to bring peace. My understanding may seem limited to the outer appearances of a challenge, but God's understanding is not limited, and it's available to me at all times. If there are sources of knowledge that will help me to understand, or if there are other persons who can instruct, help, or inspire, God will lead me to them. As I depend on God, and that is our God being, ourself, my mind is at peace, ready to receive understanding. Understanding is revealed to me inwardly and outwardly as I pray in faith for light to shine in and through me. And I would say, and as me. Lord, I pray to be an instrument of your peace, so that I may do my part in establishing peace, goodwill, and love in my individual world, as well as contributing to worldwide peace and understanding. And our scripture is from Job 32:8. It is the spirit in a man, it is the spirit in a human, the breath of the Almighty that makes us understand. So this is the beginning. June is Pride Month, and we hold in our hearts the understanding and love for those who have gone before to help all of us who have a seemingly different way of being or living and accepting, or finding a place where we don't even have to accept anymore, because that is the way it is. Love all around for all beings. And so it is.
So it is.
I got this next slide from the church that I drove by today. Is that cool? And aspire to inspire before you expire. I thought this would be perfect to introduce Summer Osborne. You've met her, but she's going to come up now and she's going to do the message and music for us. And she is an inspiration. I've been waiting since the fall of 2019 to get her here. And she's here.
That's probably one of the last shows I did.
I know. So Faith and Crystal made you possible, appearing right here before us today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Take it away, give her a hand.
Oh, how do I make adjustments? Oh, right. Technology. No, that's all right there.
How's that?
Perfect. Can I have a little more camera on my monitor?
I warned her about that.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I'm sitting on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. It would be my last time for you to understand why I'm begging for change. When you look past the hate, 'cause you can't see past your pain. The words of oppression ricochet through my brain. They wanna take away my freedom and keep it that way. So I'm begging for change. We hold on so tightly to that which has been. We don't even remember what we're pushing against. It's the way they've always done it. Is all they can say. Well, I'm begging for change. Standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. Changing the heart, changing the soul. Changing the way that we seem to be headed if we don't change at all. I feel I'm losing my faith. That's why I'm begging for change. We carved out a canyon to march towards the light. But some of them are fitted up with their hands on a spike. So I'm reaching out to you, 'cause you know we can't do this alone. Yes, I'm standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give my last dollar for you to understand why I'm begging for change. Changing the heart, changing the soul. Whoa. Changing the way that we seem to be headed if we don't change at all. I feel I'm losing my faith. That's why I'm begging for change. Standing on the corner with this cup in my hand, waiting for you to look me in the eye and really see who I am. I would give understand why I'm begging for change. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm glad to see some of the faces I saw at the show last night. Good thing I put together something different for this morning. For those of you who weren't here last night, this is like the first show I've done since pre-COVID. It's been like 3 years. And I was so anxious, which is so weird because I've been on stage since I was 4. And I've never been nervous. Thanks, COVID. It really kind of, but it was the perfect show to come back to. Yeah, I messed up, but it was part of the show.
Yeah.
I could just, fake it. So, those of you who don't know me, my name is Summer Osborne. Most people look at me, they can't tell that I'm a lesbian. I know, it's because they think I'm a dude. Yeah, and then I open my mouth and a few hand gestures later, and they're like, oh, that guy's gay. What they don't know is I'm a gay black man trapped in a white lesbian's body, kind of. They just don't try to figure that out. It's complicated, and, it's just, if they look at me and they're like, oh, that's a guy, that's a very effeminate guy. But if they look at me and like, no, that's a woman, I'm a very masculine woman. Right? So I just kind of, whatever you want to call me, that is fine. I don't care, right? Because I am all genders. I am all sexualities. I represent the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the I, the elemental P, everything outside, around, and in between. I represent humanity.
Yeah.
And I don't come to you from any organized religion, but I'm full of soul and spirit. And I'm all the colors of the rainbow, therefore I am the bright, bright light of love. And so are you, and so are you, and so are you, and all of you. Welcome to the Summer Osborne Experience. Various names with limitless bounds, precarious beginnings from fruitless numbers. I came from the dust and made such a sound that There's peace be, you are kidding me. Peace be on the infirmity, but there is magic in the making. Strip yourself away from the layers of the world. It is all an illusion, my child. They told you it's something to be sure. You only have to smile. You only have to smile to be sure. You only have to smile to know. Oh, yeah. You only have to smile. You only have to smile. Grace comes swiftly, yes. Undefined love. Can't see the virtue. Getting out the sign of the extraordinary graces. She comes on, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh.
Snap.
Now I'm all zenned out from yesterday, and I'm just like floppy and whatever. So, like she said, my latest album, which I actually sold out of, but it is on all streaming platforms. Okay, it's called Spiritual Revolution. Oh, please hydrate. And it's called Spiritual Revolution because I know that's what we're experiencing right now. And those of you like Bonnie, I've been talking about this, for the last 6 years or whatever, literally, quite literally. And I was like, why isn't anybody noticing, what is going on? And, well, I guess the last 3 years have been kind of like a black hole. But only to prove the point that we are in the middle of a spiritual revolution. Now, when I say spiritual revolution, let me explain what I mean by that. I made the commitment to the tattoo, to the spiritual revolution, because what I mean is not revolution like a revolt, but like a turn. Kind of like the Industrial Revolution, pre-Industrial Revolution. There was a little bit of industry, but not a lot. And then it seemed like overnight, it took a turn, and it was everywhere, right? We experienced the technological revolution, right? We've taken new thoughts and ideas and grown from them on almost everything known to humankind. So industry and technology and medicine and arts and entertainment and television and music and economics and ethics and education, even politics. The one thing we still look at archaically, for the most part, is religion. And this causes this issue where we have a split in technology or a split in ideology and an advance in technology. So we will disagree on the most ancient ideas and use modern technology to annihilate each other with it. Yeah. So we're in the middle of taking a turn. We're in the middle of a spiritual revolution. Spiritual from the Latin spiritus, to breathe. What gives you breath? To expand and to release. A spiritual revolution is asking us, it's not asking us, it's urging us to reassess everything we thought we already knew. Everything we thought we already knew. Okay, listen, our most modern transportation uses a standard gauge or track width. It's used as an American standard because the British moved over here and built the railways, and it was a British standard. And they adopted it as a British standard because they already had the carriage tooling to make that axle size. Well, they made that size on carriages to fit the grooves that were already in the roads. Well, British roads used to be Roman roads. Chariots made those grooves. Chariots were sized for 2 horses. So our most modern transportation cannot escape what was perfect for our 2 horses. Just like our thinking is shaped by old thoughts. We continue down millennia-old ruts without even realizing that the reason for the world has disappeared. Good and bad, right and wrong. These are words made up by men that we attach qualities to. Qualities that change over space and time, from generation to generation, from culture to culture. At some point, you have to realize that truth is fluid, and reality is just a rumor. You know, I can just say whatever the hell I want, or I can shut my mouth. Mama said, if it ain't nice, it's a better idea to just think twice. It's your First Amendment, girl, but don't wear it out. It's the acquisition to the proposition built up of the politics and pieces of old town religion. And no offense, there's no sense in calling that out. When you call a church a building, the consequence of filling it up, people willing to buy up what they're selling is you won't get no Jesus at all. Oh, you won't get no Jesus at all. We need a revolution for the love of our faith. Constitution and proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will big time touch you even when you tell me not to. 'Cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Now I just do the same things over and over again. Make a mess of it. Mama said, what's a probable cause? Stop beating your head against that wall. It's not about where you fell, it's where you slipped. And the problematic issue with no matter what position it makes you rigid to the level where you give it. So your protection service is signed and self-fulfilled. When it's felt that you've been under the crashes of the thunder, you stop to look around and it makes you wonder, why have you been buffeting uphill? Oh, and why do you keep running uphill? We need a revolution for the love of love. Constitution and proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will big time touch you even when you tell me not to. 'Cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Yeah. Love is patient, love is kind, does not judge, it is not like I was lost. Now I see real love comes from me. We need an evolution. Oh my goodness. Evolution, there is a revolution. What is going on? Love of spiritual revolution, proclamation, emancipation from again, so imposed hell, an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch This is what happens to me when I haven't done a show in like 3 years and I have 2 in a row. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. I do not know.
You're perfect.
You're good. I love you.
It's all perfect. We love you just the way you are.
Yeah, I'm just like, I love you. I love you. I'm gonna sit up, I love you. So with evolution comes change, right? It's the nature of evolution, that's what it is. And change is, we will say, difficult, right? Challenging. But it's a freaking circus. You know that. It's a crap show, right? It is scary. It is frightening, and it's depressing, but I want to remind you that there is a space, just a really small space where the egg is no longer considered an egg, but it's not quite yet a chick. Okay, there's just a small space where the seed is no longer a seed, but it's not quite yet a plant. We call that space the void, because it's something we can't wrap our minds around. But what's actually happening in that space is splitting and spilling, and atoms are fusing, and cells are dividing, and there's an explosion of electricity and energy. What's actually happening in that space is chaos. It's the chaos of complete transformation. Sometimes we get pain, it's a warning to do something. Sometimes there's pain that comes with a new birth. And this is like the labor pains of a new birth. And so knowing this doesn't mean that you just sit back and wait. Like, that's not what we're doing. We're not resting on our laurels. Okay, I don't know what laurels even are. I just know that we're not going to rest on them. Okay, you need to get your feet on the street. You need to make the phone calls and sign petitions and do the things and walk in love and stand for love. It's just that, you know, before you do that, we need to align our chakras, you know, get right with Jesus, squeegee our third eye. You know? We need to, before you go out there, we need to be grounded and centered, because we're all walking around with double-edged swords. Okay? It just means we're going to be okay. We're not going to anywhere in a handbasket. Right? It feels like we're moving backwards. That's not how time moves. Okay? It's like Mercury in retrograde. It looks like it's moving backwards, but it's not. That's not how planets move. If they did, we'd all be chucked off the planet. You know, it feels like we're going backwards, but that's not how time moves. We are evolving. We are consciously evolving. It's like the first time I think we've ever done that as a species.
Yeah.
And so it's scary, and it's confusing, and it's painful. But it's part of the process. It is all part of this process. You are not searching for your path. At some point, you're going to look down and realize you've been on it all along. Lying on my bed, my pillows at my feet, it seems my head is in the wrong place. If I'm trying to sleep, I figure if I stay this way, I'll float into another day, and the separateness of yesterday will cease to be the explaining why. I do it because my heart defines love as undefined, and limits just don't represent the complicated picture. It's design. Be still and know you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Be still and know if you weren't supposed to, then you wouldn't be. And what could have been really couldn't have is what is just is. You can't change that. Be still, be still and know. Just like a melody, it soothes and burns, but in between the notes, the timing is always the same. So you're better off just listening, enjoy the song's entirety, and the symmetry will just fall into place. The symmetry will just fall into place. The symmetry will just fall into place. Be still and know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Be still and know if you weren't supposed to, then you wouldn't be. And what could have been really couldn't have is what is just is. You can't change that. Be still. Be still and know. So in order to facilitate the change and move it in the way that we want to go, in the midst of discomfort, understatement, discomfort, fear, pressure, and oppression, what the first thing that we can do to make sure that we are true to our values and true to our purpose, the first thing we need to do is be impeccable with your words. Be impeccable with your words. Words, 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 words. If we can get technical, I guess you could say that words are just sounds emitted from our vocal cords in some communicative way. But you and I both know that's not the truth in its entirety. Words are not just black on white. Words are not just a language of societies. Words carry power. There is an intention that precedes them. Words contain an enigmatic force, even if you cannot readily perceive it. Consider this. There once was a man searching for nirvana. His words devoid of violence. He inspired men oh man, I did it again. I love you. I love you. Consider this. There once was a man searching for nirvana. His words devoid of violence. His message spanned time and space. He inspired men into complete silence. Now, I don't consider myself a Buddhist, but his teachings do not evade me. No, I'm not a Buddhist, but his words save my sanity on the daily. And then there was a man of Nazareth who brought hope when none was expected. He made them see beyond the Pharisees, beyond the pain that was inflicted. He was a master manifester, a bringer of light, a lover of love, a giver of sight. And I do not consider myself a Christian because of what that word has become and how that makes me feel. But I do strive to be Christ-like because that man used his words to heal. And then there was a woman who had so many things to say. She could make the most calloused of men fall to their knees and pray. But her voice was kind and gentle. Her words brought her people home. But if anyone were to ask, she replied, "These words are not my own." Now, I'm not a Catholic, and a Catholic I will never be. But Mother Teresa's words always comfort me. Then there was a woman, my favorite. She used her words to teach. She gave children confidence. She taught them how to sing. And all of her words had a childlike glow that anyone could borrow, and everyone knew that she came in love, and so everyone would follow. Now this woman came, and she loved, and she loved, and she loved, and then she left. But she left her words in song. And she made me who I am today. This woman was my mom. Then there was a man, small in stature, round face, who inspired an entire nation to exterminate an entire race. They were worked, they were starved, they were gassed, they were shot, they were burned, and this man never lifted a finger to do it. Adolf Hitler only used his words. Sojourner Truth, an AI woman. Martin Luther King, I have a dream. Ask not what your country can do for you. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Namaste, amen, so won't it be. Yes, we can. I'm not asking for your opinion necessarily, or a dissertation on the life of times of each person. I'm talking about the words. The words, the words, the words, and the power that lies within them. Listen. Words can talk a man off the ledge. Words can pull a woman up from the ashes. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can burn like acid. Men, women, and children have scarred and maimed themselves, taken their own lives, because they could only see what they'd heard. So please, I beg of you, when communicating with another soul, or even with yourself, please be impeccable with your words. Wait a minute, I told you I would be rusty. I love it. She loves my rust, guys.
It's a beautiful color,
I agree. I like it. Ever since Bob Ross. What's the rust? Little burnt sienna and a little rust color. But anyway, see, ADD. ADHD. I just, my train derails so gracefully. What was I doing? Oh, right. See, when we were born, we came into a world with no experience, no knowledge of it. We come into this world and we take it on faith. We learn how to be human from all the people around us and experiences that we experience. Our families, parents and siblings and extended families, our churches, school, the internet, right? And from this, we create our own ideas about life, right? Whatever we experienced, whatever we're exposed to, these are the things that we're trying to figure out, our cause and effect, connect A to B to C, but from a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old perspective. And that creates the foundation for how we see ourselves in the world, and each other, and our roles, and our expectations, and our obligations. And this causes set of faulty core beliefs in which we just kind of missed the mark. We just didn't understand, right? At 3 or 4 or 5 years old. And now this foundation is causing, we got this whole planet of generations of people with these faulty core beliefs. You know, when you were born, the truth is, you were born with the power of the entire spectrum. Even as you sit here now, you hold the potential of the entire spectrum. But someone long, long time ago told you otherwise, and you believed them. You are divinely exquisite. You are bigger and better than any statistical umbrella some mathematician would like to put you under. You are perfect. So my job here is to remind you that you're beautiful, that you're perfect, and that you matter. And don't forget to be kind to yourself. Forget what they told you. Forget what they said. Forget all the lies and the stories that you make up in your head. 'Cause it ain't a question of things working out. Everything will unfold as it does without a doubt. You survived a life up to this point. Every obstacle and disappointment. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but you're worrying won't help. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, yes. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're lost, maybe you're worried about the future or the past for what it costs. But did you know you have all that you need? Every tool required to set yourself free. If you want it, go get it, the time is now. You only take what you allow. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but you're worrying won't help. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. dig a new well where the water runs dry. Balance. That is what you're aiming for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for a moment, but you're learning well. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Yes. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. So in this, I got a couple more. Are we good? Are we hanging?
Yeah.
Is that okay? What? Well, I don't have a stamina for that. Contrary to popular belief, I can't go all night long. So play music. Oh my goodness, I'm done. I am so done. I'm not gonna.
Go for it.
Oh my goodness. So, you know, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but our communities are struggling, right? Like, okay, community. Finding unity through things in common. Community. You probably are parts of a number of different communities, and sometimes those communities overlap, right? Like your church community, your friend community, and your family community, and work community, whatever. But we gather around, we find unity in things we have in common. So like ethnicity and nationality and sexuality and, you know, what do you like to do? What, sports, music, marching band, you know, those are communities, you know. And I don't know if I play for all kinds of communities, like, you know, Christian, pagan, atheist, black, white, straight, gay, Democrat, and I have done some Republicans, like, not because I was, but because I was hired to play, you know. The one thing that is mostly different is language. And what I've noticed that we all have in common is that we are all struggling within our communities, laterally with each other in our communities. And we could get into the specifics about why and how that is, but I just don't have that kind of time, and neither do you. So what I want to offer you, this idea of the spiritual revolution, is the idea of transcendence. Okay, now transcendence is not turning our back on everything that was. You know, it's not cutting off the foundation of how we created our communities. It's just supporting the best of what's working and letting the other stuff go. So we take along with us the things that are working. We expand. It's an idea of expansion. You take it and you bring it up. It's not getting rid of what we are. It's not getting rid of the foundations of how we operate in our communities. It's just the idea of supporting the things that are working, yes, and letting go of the things that are not. And so we have to get clear about what it is we really want, and then open ourselves to the idea that it can transpire in a way that we never expected. It can transpire in a way that looks uncomfortable to us, but the intended outcome is very much what we want. Does that make sense? Because look, listen, there was a time that you couldn't walk, and then there was a time that you could. The ground didn't change. You changed. There was a time that you couldn't speak, and then there was a time that you could. The language didn't change. You changed. You transcended the boundaries of silence. You transcended the oppression of crawling. You know, at one point it carried you to where you wanted to go, but at some point you realized that it was binding you to the ground, and so you transcended into walking and then running. And when we figure out what the common thread is between all of us of what we desire, we will fly. We will fly. But we have to understand, change is happening. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether or not you approve. One of two things will happen. You will walk with it mindfully and allow yourself to expand with it, or you will be dragged. That's it. If we want to tip the scales in favor of love, you know, if we want to keep that going, then we have to understand we don't have to agree on all of the details in order to be moving in the same direction. Do not confuse unity with uniformity. Do not confuse unity with uniformity. If we want to keep this going in the same direction, then we stand in our truth and we don't fight against anything, but we stand for love. Fighting is a type of resistance that requires pushback. We're not fighting. We don't want to fight world hunger. We want to feed everyone. We don't want to fight cancer. We want to make people healthy. It's two sides of the same coin, but it makes a big difference on how we're moving forward. Big difference. So, you know, my mother gave me this voice. My grandfather gave me this ear. The words come from something much bigger than me. I don't know. And not everyone gets it, and not everyone understands it, and that's okay. And that's why I use a microphone, right? Because I believe that this frequency should be amplified, right? But sometimes, the frequency's so loud on its own, I don't need a microphone, right? But sometimes I lower my voice, smooth and silky, because that is the frequency that needs to get in. That is the love that you need in your heart. And that's what I came here for. I am a light. I know this.
Yes.
But I'm not only a light for you to kind of look at, I'm a light that reminds you of your own light. That makes my job easier. We're a network, we're a web. Life is not a stair steps where you just climb up and then you look down to see where you've been and see who's down there. Life is not like that. It's not levels. It's a web. It's a web of perfectly timed junctures. And it's fragile and strong all at the same time. And just perfectly timed junctions. And usually we get in the way. We get in the way of the flow because we want to do it ourselves. Right? We want to pull through our own power. That's not going to work here, people. I don't know if you've noticed. None of us have that kind of stamina. There's not enough sage in the world. You know, like, it's here, it's now, and we are the anchors for those who feel like they're going crazy. We are the hope. And if I have to die saying that this world will not go up in flames, then that's what I will do. And if it goes up in flames, we will start over in the next life. It is fine either way, but I choose the light. I choose the light. And I need you to choose it with me. So I'm going to sing this song to you and inspire you to go change the world. Okay?
Yes.
That's our job.
Yes.
That's our job. That's our job. That's why you came here today. Can't tell me you didn't. You feel a burning in your chest. You know you're different than the rest. Sometimes it makes it feel like you could cry. When you're looking at the world through the hardness on your sleeve, rather than your sailing eyes. And sometimes it scares you to death. And sometimes it stops you in your tracks. Sometimes it makes it feel like you're pushing for nothing. But then everything gets quiet. And the world moves in slow motion. And that little voice inside you whispers, do something. This is your call. You're going to be the one who only will inspire. Climb the mountain, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. Then you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. This is your call. This is your call. You hear the thunder in your voice. You know you have no other choice but to open up your mouth and just let it fly. When you look down at your hands and you know the best laid plans are the ones that push you up from deep inside. They'll try to make you believe that you cannot question what you see. That you should just lay low. But no one's ever sown a seed without breaking up the ground. And no one's ever made history by settling for status quo. This is your call. You're called to be the one who only will inspire. Climb mountains, kind of fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver. You will stand tall. You will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between love and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call. This is your call. Yes. So be the love, and love will be the change you want to see. Where what makes you feel good, take who you want to prom. And I will sit with you till there's liberty and justice for all. This is your call. sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna make the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. You are able, you're willing, you're strong. You are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call, yes. This is your call. 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 All right. This is the last song. Sing it with me, where we are directing the intention of this song to ourselves. The song is meant to heal you, okay? Also, just so you know, I do have CDs for sale, even though it's hard to find CD players these days, you know. But you know, if you want to give a love donation, you get a CD, you could use it, you can hang it on the wall, you could use it as a coaster, reflective. Like if you ride your bike at night, it could be reflective. You know? I don't know. Or just get your old CD player out of your mom's basement and listen to it. But direct the intention of these words to yourself, okay? You can close your eyes and just love on yourself for a second. Because this song was meant to heal you. I am here, I am whole, as I am, I'm safe, I'm loved as I am. I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I am as perfect as can be. Nothing can illuminate the darkness like a serenade. Nothing can make peace like a song. Got a ways to go, but then we're closer than we've ever been. So let's walk together on and on. I am here, I am whole, as I am, safe I am loved, I am safe, I am loved, as I am grateful and I'm free, perfect as can be, I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole, as I am. I love you guys. I propose a family that looks a lot like you and me, including all the people that we love. Then we'll take a photograph of everybody as they laugh, put it in the book entitled Us. I am here, I am whole, as I am, I'm safe, I'm loved, I taught for generations and generations and generations. I am here, I am whole, as I am. I'm safe, I'm loved, I'm safe, I'm loved, as I am. Grateful and free. I am grateful and I'm free. Perfect as can be. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole. As I am. One more time. Make it count. I am here. I am whole. As I am. I am safe. I am loved as I am. Oh, just as I am, grateful and free. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm so grateful. I'm as perfect as can be. There is nothing wrong with me. I am here. I am whole as I am. Oh, just as I am. I am here. I am whole as I am. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. What a great day! What's next? Woo-wee. Oh, yeah. Just a minute, yeah. Yep, I'm on it every day.
Before we go to this part, so we've gone a bit over our usual expectation for time. And
Okay. We don't mind at all.
We're good. But if you
I love you.
Love you.
If you did have someplace you've got to go right now this minute, I won't take it personally. Will you? Do you personally? Okay.
Heck no.
But pass by the love offering basket first, please. Was that inappropriate?
No. We're grown people. We do what we want in life.
So also, we have prayer slips for those of you who are new, somewhere in front of you underneath the seats. We're not doing our prayer chaplain usual box time, but you can fill out a name on those prayer slips, or however many names you want to hold in prayer with our prayer team for 4 weeks, and then move on to silent unity for 4 more weeks. And just take your time doing it as we finish up here. And whenever you're done, you can bring it up for the offertory, or you can bring it up after the service. And there's a box right over there to my left, and just drop those names in here, and we will lift them up in prayer. And this is our offertory time. Oh, wait, one more thing. So also at the end of the service, if you'd like, one of our prayer chaplains will be on each side of this room in the front that you may stand with in prayer if you feel extra prayer is something you love. So in unity here, we have a basket over there, and we have a basket over here. Now, because we have that big old thing in the center, would you please exit that way if you can, where Chrissy's flying by, or exit that way if you can, where Rosa's flying by, to bring your love offerings. Remember, we're practicing principle here, the principle of giving and receiving. And we do appreciate everything that is yours to give, because it is everything ours to receive as well. So, she said it was the last, but it's not, because when summer's...
I forgot.
When summer's music begins, the giving begins. Take it away. for Pride Month. Next week it's me. It's like, next week it's me, so? I have no ego problem because I have such wonderful people come up here when I'm not here. It's just so fantastic. We're really with it. With it. And then the children will be here next Sunday too. Let's give Hazel a hand for sitting here. I couldn't even be still.
She knows good music. She knows good music when she hears it.
There you go.
Either way.
You can't go.
All right, remembering we have our chair fundraiser, which I think last night, something we added today makes about $360 from last night, and I'll explain that to you. Yeah, don't worry about it. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. But I thought I would give you an update for those of you who haven't bought chairs yet. I think you might want to. I'd give those who have bought chairs and where we are. So we purchased, so far, people who have signed up and actually paid their money, 2,305. So if you add what I just said, 2,000, somewhere around 2,000 something, 600. And then pledged amount that haven't been paid but have put their name down. I'm one of those. I'm waiting till after my cruise. I need my money. And then so we have 1,125. So the total of that so far we have raised is 3,430 plus that 340 something for last night.
Go us.
Okay, so and this is how much we'll need. Still, okay, so we still have this to go. Right. PowerPoint clean, I sometimes.
And your cue.
I tell you. All right, June 11th, that's Saturday. Next Saturday, meet here at 9 a.m. to drive and carpool to Terra Studios. Cheryl Bell is our hostess. Bring your lunch. And then she will have some choices for you there for that. We have a wedding here that's going to be happening, so don't come in when you. The wedding's at 2, but there will be people before 2. So, Rosa.
Everyone that comes with their own car, park way over that.
Yeah, just park. Meet over there by the picnic tables. Cheryl.
I just want to remind anybody who wants to stick around and paint to let me know, so I have some stuff.
Oh, paint.
Paint.
At Terra Studios?
Like paint.
Yeah.
Paint
At Cheryl's place.
at my art studio.
Oh, they're not paint a house or
Paint, have fun,
paint for fun.
create.
Yeah, create.
Bob Ross.
All right, so we have the Pride Parade that we always take part in. Back there is a sign-up sheet on the right by Tammy's Audio Visual. If you want to be a part of it, Sandra is in charge. Sandra and Cheryl. So it's June 19th, but note that the parade is later this year than usual. It's at 5. But you do have to have a band to walk. She needs to know how many in advance to walk, because they will not just let you walk. You have to have a band and you need to be with us. So sign up back there, put your email for sure so she can contact you about the time. Sandra?
You just said the 19th.
I'm sorry.
18th.
The 18th.
Oh.
Oh, it's on
So it's on
Saturday before Sunday?
Saturday.
It's on Saturday.
It's on Saturday, the 18th,
At 5 o'clock.
because that's when I'm leaving to go on my cruise. At 5 o'clock, as a matter of fact.
Well, you can stand on the boat
And wave a flag.
and wave and say my pride flag and say to all of us.
Remember, the 4th Saturday you can spend in silence with Catherine Gedley. Catherine's back there. If you want to be a part of that, you can do a half day or a whole day. Remember, I got those wonderful thank you from somebody on the phone for our food pantry. And she said she was so sorry that people don't read the signs. Don't bring raw meats that are frozen unless they're in cans. Do you hear me, anybody out there listening?
I don't think it's any of us.
So we will have to stop it if it continues because it's a hazard. So let's pray for that. All right. You're going to be over here.
Yeah.
But we're going to say our prayer first. She has just so lovingly agreed to do the things I had asked of her.
I can help.
I love that. One more thing. I need volunteers to help bring 10 chairs into this room from the shed as soon as we're done here. If you can carry one chair, I will give you more love. We have to have it for the wedding. I do not want to be the one who has to carry these 10 chairs in. And it's a way we make money to rent, so they're in the shed. We need them in, they go in the back row. How many will have? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, meet me over here as soon as the service is over. We'll go get her done.
Get her done.
That's what my husband used to say. All right, so our closing prayer, let's all stand if you're able. Look at me standing up here, it's so awesome. Oh, God. What are we doing?
The one for
Jen, I'm going to let you take over here. This prayer is for each of us here today, for our collective that has brought this collective here today, and for all beings everywhere. Together we say, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love